Hey guys, Tom here with Permaculture Wilmington, and today we are making an instant garden, an instant market garden actually. We've got our giant pile of compost, our mulch that we're going to be putting on top of the cardboard, but to start with we're going to plant. So I've got the compost down, there's a layer of cardboard on the bottom. We actually put compost first to level out the ground, and then cardboard on top of that, and it was pretty wet. And then put another layer of mulch about 6 to 8 inches on top of that. And then we just planted directly into it after we inoculated it with what we wanted, our biological amendment, with some kelp and a couple other things. But we found a really nice way to get a whole lot of plants into the soil very quickly. And I've already mass planted these from this past spring. So there's lots of plants in these pots where I just went around and sprinkled a whole bunch of seeds in all the pots, and this is basically what I do every year. But you can see the giant mushroom. This is a huge oyster mushroom we got from our property in Bolivia this morning. And so this is mass planting after some rodents have gotten to the leaves. You can see some of them have been nibbled off, but these are actually perfect because they have less foliage, so they have less chance of getting shock once we transplant them the way we're doing it. And what we're doing is soaking them in water. So we're putting them in a bucket of water, basically, like just a bucket of water here, and the whole root ball of the plant. So taking that whole plant, the whole root ball out of the pot and soaking it in water and then dividing the plants up. So Charles Dowding calls it pricking out. So that's where I got that from. But just mass planting in the pots like this, and then pricking out in the bucket to divide the plants so you don't break the roots. And they come apart real easy. You can see like this. So we get a whole lot of the root and nothing's broken. Hopefully that'll, I've done this a lot in the past 5 years, so maybe longer, but this has worked out every year so far. Some of the plants get transplant shock, or at least they used to before I got into really good compost and reading it with my microscope, but now I don't have any problems. Everything grows really well. So we got Siberian kale. That's my favorite kale. And this is for a client, so I'm kind of setting them up for a winter garden, an instant winter garden. With plants I've been growing, but we've got a lot of bibs and a lot of that's romaine lettuce here, and here we're starting, and they're already mature enough that they're not going to have any problems. So we're pretty excited about this just basically popping in the next couple weeks and coming back to life and being a functional garden just like that, pretty exciting. I broad forked first before I put anything down to get a lot of good interstitial space in the ground underneath this, because there was a compaction problem here from I believe trucks. There's a lot of tires around here, so my guess is the tractor comes in right over in this area and runs in this direction. So this all had tire tracks like you see here. But yeah, so I just filled that in with compost and then broad forked it to get that compaction out, and put some biological amendment, compost, biological amendment, and then cardboard, biological amendment, and then more compost, and then wheat straw on top, and we're planting directly into that. And then I'm pretty much going to just put seeds over the top of this. I got some Dutch clover to sprinkle as a cover crop, so when when it rains and the wheat straw gets pushed down and matted, those will just grow right up through that. And in the next year or two, that'll be like a cover crop where we can just have constant planting instead of digging and tilling and messing up our biology and not being able to grow anything like some people do. We got Utah spinach, or not Utah spinach, but Utah celery. I got a couple plants here that we're going to be putting in, just in between, interplanting some oak lettuce, some more romaine. There's that's actually red romaine, I believe, even though it's green right now. But yeah, so just a lot of lettuce, some chicories I think are in here, and there's some chickweed in some of these pots, but this is more of a not the kind of environment we want to introduce chickweed without discussing it with people, because it's considered a weed to most. But you and me, we know it's edible and we know it tastes good, but not everybody knows these things. So but this is a great way to divide them up and get the plants next to the planting area so we can see where they're at and we won't miss any, putting the cardboard around. And then I'm just going to cover this up with wood chips. So we have a nice, it's basically going to be nestled in to this water retention area here with all the wood chips around it, which will also increase our fungi. And if you notice, we're growing brassicas and lettuces. So if we increase our fungi now in wintertime growing this stuff, and again, it's probably going to have an impact on this. It's not going to grow very well in the coming years if we put more fungi in, but the other plants will, like tomatoes and all the things people want to grow in the summertime. So if we do this now in fall, and then through the winter we grow these brassicas, and then spring comes around and we plant into this area after it's had all this mycelium that we're going to be putting in, these biological amendments I told you about, with all the mycelium, the spores. But once that fungi gets going, this is going to be a great perennial bed. So I'm setting it up so that we can have first year winter salads, and then springtime comes around and it's perennials from that point on pretty much. And then if we want more kale and more lettuce next winter, it's just a matter of putting down some unfinished compost, some early compost that has more nitrate than ammonium, and then we get all the brassicas and all the mustards and all the salads that we like. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys are doing well. This is Tom with Permaculture Wilmington, and I'm just bringing you up to speed on what's going on in my life here. I actually was able, after 2 years of doing a whole lot of studying and a whole lot of learning, I was able to turn it into a business. So I hope you guys are doing well. This is Tom with Permaculture Wilmington, trying to do what I believe in. Because if we do what we believe in, then that's how we find true happiness. And I believe that now, because this is fun. I mean, me and a couple people that I've been working with today, it's really just like hanging out with friends and being productive. And I think that's really what we should all be doing for work. I mean, it's just an enjoyable, good experience and good atmosphere, very healthy atmosphere. So anyway, guys, hope you're doing well. This is Tom with Permaculture Wilmington, and live regeneratively, grow abundantly, and learn daily. Have a great day.